Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Going to start off with a little college football, 2 games tonight, one in college, one in the NFL. We'll start off with the Boise State, Colorado State game. Scott, does that get you excited?
Somewhat, I guess. You got a football game that rivals Colts Titans, so you got a couple options there. I wasn't really sure what to expect from the Boise game because we weren't sure who was going to be playing quarterback for Boise going into about an hour ago. And then some reports came out that Boise might have made a decision, or they might be getting one of their quarterbacks back. So now you have a little bit more clarity on what to expect from this Boise offense moving forward.
So it looks like they're going to get Hank Bachmeier back, their number one starter, the guy that really makes them go. I would have liked to seen Bachmeier play against BYU last week. I doubt it would have gone much differently because this is a Boise State's team that really struggled to stop BYU in any phase of the game. But at least Bachmeier would have made it perhaps a little more competitive. Maybe they wouldn't have lost by 34 to the Fighting Mormons. But what do we got here with Colorado State, Scott? That's the other problem in this equation. There was 2 problems, and the reason I didn't touch it was, first of all, the uncertainty in the quarterback position where we didn't know if we'd be having a quarterback 1, 2, or 3 go. The other question in this is I don't know what the hell we got in Colorado State. We faded them the first week against Wyoming. They looked very good, went beating the Cowboys by 10. They then go on the road to Fresno State.
You flip those out of order.
The other way around. Sorry, I got them backwards here. So they started with Wyoming
they started with Fresno.
Started with Fresno State, right, and looked terrible. Just looked absolutely dreadful. They were a 2.5-point favorite. They lose that one by 21 points. Then they come back home, play Wyoming. They're a 3-point dog, and of course they really took Wyoming apart, let it get close there late. But that was a game where Colorado State was in control the entire way. They still can't. They couldn't run the football. Did a decent job of passing. And so, what do we got here, Scott?
Well, I think the one thing that you kind of have to keep in mind when breaking down Colorado State is the fact that they ended up switching quarterbacks midway through the first game or even in garbage time in the first game before using O'Brien for the entire second game. Because they originally tried to use Sendeo, but he was awful.
Right.
And they ended up looking like a lost team offensively. But they went back to O'Brien, and O'Brien was great against Wyoming. Did whatever he wanted. The defense got after the quarterback. They were able to pressure. But you also have to wonder about this Wyoming team because it seems like Colorado State is very solid against the run. Against the pass, not so much. And I know that they were able to get after Levy Williams a couple of times against Wyoming, but I think that he's an awful quarterback. Now you get a massive step up in competition. You end up having to face Bachmeier, most likely, who is by far and away the best quarterback you're going to be facing within the first 3 weeks because I'm not exactly a big Jake Herner guy from Fresno. He's fine. He's better than Levy Williams, but Bachmeier is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country when he's actually playing. So the question that you have is, can Colorado State's inconsistent pass defense stack up against Bachmeier and this very underrated Boise receiving core? And I'm not sure that they can, but I also think that 2 touchdowns is a pretty big spread. So it's kind of I feel like the line is pretty tight here at first glance.
Yeah, that's a tall number for sure. This is a Boise State team that had a lot of success rushing in their first 2 games, and then were absolutely stoned against that BYU defense. So the question then becomes, Colorado State, are they going to be able to stop the run? Because if you can turn Boise State one-dimensional, get after the quarterback a little bit, they might be able to keep it close. So that's the question I've got for you. Is this Rams team going to be able to stop the Broncos rush?
I think they might, because so far this season, Boise has been good on the ground, but I think that they are a more pass-heavy team with Bachmeier there. I just think that he provides a good dimension of just downfield accuracy that a lot of other quarterbacks on the roster don't have. Jack Sears, I can't really comment about because he played really well against Air Force. Then he got injured roughly 2 minutes into the game against BYU. And the third-string quarterback in Finnegan just wasn't very good. So I'm kind of going to give Boise a pass offensively. for what happened against BYU because they had a quarterback who was not expected to play all year, playing against a top 10 team, and he got exposed. Defensively, though, I know Zach Wilson is a phenomenal quarterback and everything like that. You can't give up 51 at home. You just can't do that. So I kind of have some questions about this Boise defense, especially since they got torched by Air Force throughout the entirety of that game. So first thoughts, I'd lean over because Boise's defense, whether it's on the Smurf turf or not, they've left a lot to be desired. And I feel like Colorado State, even though they might not be the most consistent team in the world, with O'Brien at quarterback, this team can put up points. And I think that Boise should be able to put up points as well. So I think this game could be a pretty high-scoring one. And I think this total is a bit too low.
I don't hate that. Probably one of two outcomes here. It's either going to be a Boise State blowout where they win by 30, probably somewhere in the upper 40s, 48 to 20, something like that, and that's still going to put us over. Or it's a back and forth battle where Boise ultimately prevails, doesn't cover the number. You've got something in the neighborhood of 38, 31. Yeah, I don't hate the over in that spot. I think there's a couple paths for us to get there. And yeah, that was something that you're absolutely right about. The Boise State Broncos, as unsettled as they were, the quarterback position where Finnegan, it wasn't great. He wasn't awful. It was 15 for 26.
He put up a lot of numbers in garbage time. He was pretty bad for about 2.5 quarters.
Threw a pick and it had a real costly fumble. But the problem that I've got with this Boise State team, and you touched on it, is their defense. They let BYU do exactly what they wanted. Yeah, you're going to expect Zach Wilson to get his. He threw for 360. But you don't necessarily expect that Boise State defense to let BYU run for 5.5 yards a carry. They put up 214 yards rushing after Air Force, like you touched on, could put up 415 the week before, averaging 6.3. Now, there's really no shame in giving up a ton of rushing yards to Air Force. However, 400 yards of rushing, little beyond the pale. So I think Colorado State is going to have some success here. I'm not sure I'll take them to beat the number. I probably like that total play a little bit better. So yeah, I'll take the over there.
Well, I would have leaned to Colorado State plus the points if Bachmeier was not in the lineup. But now that he's in the lineup, that's definitely a game changer because he is. I don't think it's a controversial opinion. Is he the best quarterback in the conference?
Trying to run down the list. Yeah,
it would either be him or probably Carson Strong. First thought on top of my head. I think Bachmeier is probably better.
I think Bachmeier is probably better. All right, so yeah, that's. I'm not going to touch this game. I don't love anything about it.
I wouldn't touch it either, but I'm going to lean to the over because I do think that both defenses. Boise's has been very bad the last couple of weeks. Colorado State's has struggled for the most part. I know that it looked decently against Wyoming, but Wyoming literally cannot throw the ball. So that kind of made them one-dimensional in their own right. I think Bachmeier will go for 300+. I think that O'Brien should probably throw 2 touchdowns or so. I think this game will get up there. So for me, I'll lean to the over.
They still gave up 14.2 yards per attempt against Fresno State. So that's or Wyoming rather. So that's not good at all.
And Levy Williams, I think we can agree, is a below-average college quarterback.
He's not in the conversation for best quarterback in the conference. How about that?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so there we go. We both like the Boise State over. We probably lean Boise State. Is that what you're saying?
I'd lean Boise because I do think Bachmeier is that valuable. But until this defense shows me they can stop anybody, I'm gonna kind of pass on that one.
I agree. And if you want to get our updated information and deep dive into this game, make sure you do check out winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives not just this game, but every game in America every single day.
By the way, I'm pretty sure recapping the MAC yesterday, it's kind of weird because I ended up not doing a play that I on the MAC because I didn't feel that great in the card. Pretty sure we both swept the board yesterday.
Had a decent day. I did miss on my play of the day. I took a swing with Northern Illinois, and that offense was even worse than I thought they would be, and I knew they weren't going to be good, but they were awful.
You weren't a fan of them, what did they do? They kicked the field goal down 33-0 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, good times.
But you catch the Western Michigan game?
Yeah. I had the over there as a
No,
premium.
I meant, did you watch the game?
I watched most of it. I was flipping back and forth.
That ending was out of this world.
I gave it up. I saw us go. I had the over as a premium. It went over, and I went, yeah, that's a good game. So then I switched it off. And then I saw the final score. I went, what the hell happened?
That was nuts. You also had the broken measuring stick. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that when they had
What was that? He was clearly short.
When they had the critical measurement there, it was like a kind of like
it was completely tilted. It was like a broken leg. They're just like, oh, we're not going to fix it. I'm like, if you look at the center of the measuring stick, he's clearly short by half a yard.
It's pretty crazy, man.
But you had that. Then Western Michigan got the ball back. The kicker misses the extra point, which is just ridiculous. Get the onside kicks, fake the spike, and then, that's all she wrote. But they were down double digits with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It was one of the crazier finishes I can remember in the last year or so in college football, but it's the MAC. So, it was a very good game. But we both like Western Michigan -2.5.
Yep.
Now they're 1-3.
Never a doubt.
Never in doubt.
Yeah, and I had, like I said, I had Western Michigan there on a premium. I also had the other side. We had Emu to beat the number there as a premium as well. We had a +8. I guess that game actually went up to +9, and that was a game they led most of the time. So.
Yeah, that was definitely a solid game. I know their offense kind of fell apart in the second half. I don't think Eastern Michigan's coach was any good. If you were watching some of the decision making that he was going through, because he had a couple of fourth down attempts that he went for, like a fourth one, 4th and 3, and he ran the quarterback option, like the speed option, not even a read option, like the full on pitching.
Yeah.
0 for 2 on those. Like, no, you could just sneak the ball on 4th and 1, but either or.
I saw the 4th and 3, and the sad part there was it looked like the pitch was wide open.
Yeah.
But he had just made up his mind to dive off tackle. So
yeah, but
guard misses the block, and we're done.
How good is that Ball State running back?
He's a chunk, man.
What do you have? He had 204 yards, 3 touchdowns or something?
He had a bunch. Every time
he's a big human being.
He's breaking off 28, 30 yards,
Yeah, guy can play.
He's like a Sam Cunningham, Bam Morris. I don't know. Take your pick. I don't know who fits that mold lately.
Blunt?
Blunt, yeah.
I don't know, because I'm trying to think of – because he looks like faster than some of these other bigger backs. But
he's surprisingly fast, man.
He's good, though. Guy's good. I didn't think Ball State's quarterback, Plitt, was that good. But he had one really nice pass in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Oh, well. And then I truly watched none of the Central Michigan game.
So, I tried to keep bits and pieces of all of them, just depending on where we were on the bets.
I didn't watch. I turned on the Northern Illinois Central Michigan game for maybe one play, and I saw Northern Illinois fumble the kickoff. And I'm like, all right, I think that's a perfect summary of what's going on here. So I changed it after that.
Yeah, that was pretty much a team effort on Northern Illinois. The offense was dreadful, but at least the defense sucked too. So
the defense was good for a half, and then
they hung with them as long as they gave up that touchdown right before halftime, where it ended up being 16-0 at the half. But yeah, it was not good. So but yeah, we did good on the show, and we're going to try to keep that rolling again today as we got the Boise State over and a lean towards Boise State. So there you go. Guys, you know the drill. We're going to do another show right behind it on the NFL. So just whenever you see that next video pop up, click that one as well. And for this one, we're done. Myself, Scott Reichel, all of us over here at Winners and Winers, appreciate you watching. Have some fun tonight. We're almost here. We're almost to the end of the week, guys. Take heart. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money back at the window. And, hey, you know what? We'll just see you on the next video. All right, you guys take care, and we'll see you in a minute. Bye.